Okay. So today's topic is the lambda. Lambda.
Okay.
Okay. Lambda. Now we will see lambda function. Function. In it. Go to images. Show something, and then we'll start. Okay. Before that. Okay. We'll talk about lambda later first. I'll talk you very general scenario. Okay. See, if you
Okay.
remember last time we had a discussion over uh, the on-premises, the data center, right? So what is
Mm-hmm.
earlier, the traditional times and all, we are using the on-premises, the money, the charges over the servers and all. Okay, but if there be more requirement, then again they have to add the servers and the this thing. And if the requirement is not there, then it becomes an issue for the maintenance team because the money will be wasted, right? So what will happen now
Yeah.
after that, to overcome that problem, we got to the cloud, EC2,
Correct.
right? EC2. Now, if we have to add a server, we just go to the the cloud and all, and we can simply we can go and we can add up, right? Still, but
Correct.
there's one more issue was there, if you see here, if I'll try to run this instance, what will happen now? I'll see if I try to launch the instance. I'm not running it. I'm just trying to tell you this. See, I'm trying. So
Okay.
see, what is the configuration of this storage? It's around 8 GB.
8.
Yeah. So if you try to, if but what will happen now if your software it needs a 17 GB. So what you're gonna do? What you're gonna do is 8 plus 8 plus 8. This is what you're gonna do, right? 8 plus 8 plus 8,
Correct.
right? Right. So what will happen now? 8 plus 8 plus 8 is still you getting 24 GB, but your storage, how much you need? 17 GB. You getting a point? 8 plus 8, see, 8, ayyo, 8 plus 8 plus 8. Okay, it becomes how much? 24, right?
24.
Yeah, it becomes 24. Your need is how much? You need only 17 GB, right?
70.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that means is you're still paying some amount for so you're paying some, okay, your problem is solved, but still you're actually the 7 GB still got wasted, and you're paying extra money for the 7 GB. So even for that as well, to overcome that problem, we got the lambda function. You understood, right? What is the thing? Okay. So your software needs 16 GB. We got to up to like this thing. What do you call? Your software needs, sorry, 17 GB. My server is around 16 GB. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna add one more server. So it becomes 16 plus 16 becomes 32. Now 32. If you remove 17 GB, you boils to the 15 GB. So you're still paying that amount for 15 GB. So your money getting wasted for that much of amount. Okay, that's a better scenario than the traditional server, but still that 15 GB still you're paying that much of an extra amount. So it's definitely it's not a good practice. Okay, so
Yeah.
overcome that challenge, we got lambda function. Why? Lambda function. Okay, so lambda is it's a serverless uh, function. What are you gonna do? What is the meaning of serverless? That means you all you need is you need an application. You don't need to configure all those servers, the security group, the the inbound sections, the security gate, all those. You don't need that. All you have to do is just get your code, run on server, and your code will be up and running. And here you are not configuring anything from your own side. That means it's serverless. Okay, when you're talking about the EC2 instances, it's these are all the servers. Okay, and you're doing on your own. You're giving the name of it. Okay, you're putting the type of AMI, and you're using the instance type, the key pair, the network systems and all. And after that, you configuring the storage, and then you're launching the instance. So here, what you're doing, you're configuring everything on your own. But here in the Lambda function, you're not doing anything on your own. It's been configured by the AWS itself. Okay, so if I'll talk
Okay.
about, okay, and let me tell you one thing, we can achieve 99% of the task by the Lambda function. So it's very important. Okay, it's more on the server, on the coding side, and here we don't have to code it, but at least you should know how to customize the code. You should know it. So we'll see
Okay.
some of the practicals today, so that I'll show you how to customize it, and what are the things you can. Let me tell you one thing: you don't have to write the code. Okay, the code is already there on the server. It's just you have to use your intelligence and all. You have to evolve with the concept, and just try to find the answer on the internet. The code is already there. Definitely the customization will definitely be there, but the things you don't have to write the code here. We have to write the code. Okay, so if I'll show you something, just one or some of the stuff now, not this one. Let's take this one out. Okay, so here what they are doing, their photograph, the picture is there, then uploading on image. So you are doing all things on your own. You you're doing it manually. You're you uploading on image, and then Lambda earlier, before Lambda, I'm talking about, he then
Okay.
you resize to the web, mobile and all, because definitely for different devices there is a different pictures there. Okay, means that the size is different. So here you're doing all things, you're doing it manually. Okay, but when you talk about the Lambda, all you have to do is just put the images and all, and Lambda will do the job for you. Okay, this is the one.
Okay.
Okay, definitely, since it's quite this thing, it's good for developers and all the testers, but the only thing is there is some limitations as well. Then when you talk about the limitations is nothing but it uh, can take the software up to 10 GB only. Okay, and the maximum timeout is 15 minutes. Okay, when you talk about the maximum timeout is nothing but my code will run only for 15 minutes. If it's going beyond that, then definitely Lambda function is not the solution for us. Okay, and when we talk about the GB, 10 GB, that means what? Our software, what are the applications we do have, the coding and everything is there. It shouldn't exceed more than 10 GB. And mind you, that 15 minutes what you're talking about, it's a very good amount of time. Okay, so even if it's
Okay.
running more than that, then definitely it's an the Lambda is not the solution for you. You have to get something else. Okay, so this is the just
Okay.
the theory part and all. So let's jump into the the practical today. You understood, right? What is the concept we are talking about is the Lambda. This is a
Yeah. Understood.
serverless component, and we don't have to configure anything from our side. The setup is provided by the Amazon itself.
AWS. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Okay.
okay. So I'll go here. I'll just put the service as always, the Lambda. Okay, I'll click over here, and we come to the Lambda function, and then this is the whole the stuff, the dashboard and all the stuff. This is the dashboard. We'll do the create function. Okay, and just one or two things, that 50 services can run concurrently. That means when you talk about 50 services, 50 Lambda services you can run concurrently. Okay, and then 50 account we can reserve it in this Lambda. Okay, more than 50 you cannot do that. Okay, so this is the one, the create function you're doing it. So it's use a blueprint or the container image. When you talk about the blueprint, I'll come to that author from catch. Blueprint is the function is already there, and you're actually using that same function, and you are actually building on that over the top of it. Okay, when you know container image, you don't have to know. When you talk about the Docker, when you study the Docker, at that one point you can understand what I was talking about. Container image is they the it's the image is already there. You just need to fetch it. Okay, so it's just okay, we'll talk about it. Don't worry about the container part. We'll cover that thing. Okay, so here I'm
Okay.
coming. Create function author from the scratch. Okay, so basic information I can give the name of it. Okay, lambda uh, lambda first. Okay, lambda first 001. So you can see the moment I put underscore, I was actually putting the hyphen. Moment underscore, it was not taking. Sorry, the space part. It's not taking. Okay, this is the one. Lambda first
Yeah.
001. Okay, we are doing. As I told you earlier, this is actually based on the in the coding part. Basically it's been most frequently used by the developers and the testers. So you if you have a good some so some programming knowledge is definitely needed over here. Just not for the Lambda part, like because being a DevOps engineer and all, you have to you should have some grab over some of the at least some programming language you should know. Okay, so we are going with the Python because see the Java 21 is there, the Go, the more these all these languages it's supported by the our the Lambda function. So we are going with the Lambda Python. So I'm using Python 3.8. Okay, you can choose any
Okay.
other. You can choose 3.9 other. Let's go 3.9 other. No issue. You can choose the latest version. I think 18 something that's going on, right? Something. Okay, 3.11. This is the one. Okay, you can choose. Let's go with the version.
Every year this keeps updating, right, for Python?
Yeah, means like definitely the version they because you have to the code should be the compact and all like every 6 months or probably 3 months. In the Java, it's evolving quite frequently. So right now it's the Java 21 is going on, and in the even in the market standards, as per the market standards, only the they're using the Java 8 or Java 11. Okay, so
Okay.
it's the quite advanced one. And when we talk about the Python now, so we are using the Python 3.8. For the example also as well, I'm using the Python 3.11. Okay, this is the one. Okay, x86 the kind of architecture what we are using. So we are using a 64-bit computer system. That is the reason we chose this. Okay, change default execution role. Okay, so when you talk about this thing, so we have to select some roles. Either you create a new role using the Lambda, using existing role, or create a new role from the AWS policy template. Okay, so you understood the role
Okay.
part, right? We discussed this thing in IAM
Yes.
topic, right? So this is the one. Okay, so if we have to get two services of the Amazon, so at that point in time we have to use this role. Okay, so we are going to create the new role. Okay, let me do that duplicate. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, and this will talk about advanced settings. So advanced settings is nothing but code enable code signing, enable function URL, enable tags, enable VPC. Okay, we'll talk about this one. Just enable code signing is nothing but like if you have the repo, kind of the code is all the repo representative is already there, then you just need to check in it. Okay, functional URL or the if you already have a function at that point in time you can fetch this function. Enable tags, like you can give the name. Enable VPC. VPC will cover in the probably in the next class or probably in the next version. The networking part there we're gonna talk about VPC. Okay, I think it will come after two classes, I guess. We'll discuss it. Don't worry. Okay, so this is you understood, right? This is the one. So we'll create a new role with the basic Lambda expression. Okay, you will I'll talk about it. Okay, let's go and I'll come to that as well later. Let's go and create function.
No worries. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's taking some time. So, so you understood, right? What is the user function and all? What is the what is actually been what is actually at most important part is what is the advantage of it? Okay, you should know. So this is all the stuff. Okay, these are all the dashboard. Here we have created the Lambda. Okay, this is my Lambda. Trigger will talk about it. Destination is nothing but the name itself suggests you can send the email and all the stuff. Okay, it will send the notice. Okay, let's not go there. Let's discuss the very basic stuff first. So this is the one, the code source where you actually you write your code over here. Okay, so whatever the since we have used, if you remember, I chose Python, right? If I chose Python, so that's why it's coming as a Python. If I create one more function, if I'll show you, I'll choose Java. Okay, my second Lambda. Okay, I'll choosing this thing. Java 11. Okay, this is one, and this is the stuff. I'll create function. So this is the one, second Lambda, and it will come to this place. The code source. So okay, the code does not support a Java 11 runtime. Okay, so it does not support this. So
You
you
need to
you have
change
to,
it.
yes, you have to change the other one. Okay, so for the timing, let's go with the our Python stuff.
First number.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the one, and we talk about it. It's loading. So this is the one. Definition is nothing but it's a method name. Okay, it defines the method name. Okay, event is nothing but it's kind of activity what you're doing. okay, and activity which we're going to create it. Context is like it's like reaction to that particular activity. Okay, this is the one. And status code 200. I think this one I guess I did not discuss it. I think being an IT engineer, like this thing, network engineer, we should know this. See, the success code relates to the 200. If the everything is going fine, then that means in the networking concept, the two status code 200 means success. Okay, you should know at least three codes at least. Okay, 200 is success. 403 is I think page not found. Yeah, page not found. And then there's one more 500. That means the server is not up, or maybe server there is some server issue. Okay, let me
Yeah.
use status code. Status code. Okay, C is a 500. Okay, that's the server encountered an unexpected condition that prevented from fulfilling a request. Okay, some server issue. So at least you should know this is 500, 200, and 403. Okay, 200 is nothing but success, 500 is server issue, 403 is page not found. Okay, please don't miss this. It's very important. Okay, if we this is the one. Okay, so this is the after this we'll do the configure test event. Test event which I discussed just now, creating an activity over. Okay, the configure test event. I'll just give any name, like test event uh, one. Let's give it a okay. And private and shareable means like private means like when you're doing it for yourself. At that point of time, you're gonna say like it's private. Shareable means like we can say like it's been shared by others as well. Like you're gonna share it with other team members as well. Okay, that so we are doing it for ourselves only. So I'm using save. Okay, after
Okay.
creating a test event, so you can see the test event got created, and now I'll do the test. Okay, so you can see here the response itself. I here it's coming response status code, that is 200. That means success. Okay, it means it ran fine. Nothing. We
Okay.
didn't get any issue. Okay, and coming to next part, you see here. If you see here, that code that ran for 1.48 milliseconds. That billing duration for 2 milliseconds. That means what? My code ran for 1.48 seconds, and I will be charged only for 2 milliseconds. So it will be a very beautiful part. Like as far as the money is concerned, so management is concerned, they're very happy to do that. But yeah, but if the timeout, like as I told you earlier, there'll be like there'll be some limitations as well. The code cannot go for beyond that 10 GB, and my timeout, the running. See here when I ran the code, it ran for 2 milliseconds. So in the very same way, if my software is running, the timeout running time is like more than 15 minutes, then definitely the Lambda is not the solution for you. Okay. Okay. And if I show you, go to the configuration part. If I show you, see here. Okay. In the this thing, edit. If I see here. Okay. This is the one. Okay. If I keep on increasing, see what will happen. You'll come to know what's happening. 14, 15. Here, okay, I'm trying to increase 15. Anyway, the moment I do 1 second, see, the maximum timeout is 15 minutes only. So that means you cannot go beyond that. And the very same way, I think the memory as well. Here, if you'll go, then yeah, this is the 102. See, you can see here the set memory to between 128 MB and 10240 MB. That means your software cannot go beyond that, beyond 10 GB. Okay, if you go to 48, sorry, 240. 240. The moment I do 241, it comes error. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so and so you understood, right? What we did the moment I ran everything. Okay, and I didn't do anything. You see here, I didn't do anything at all. My code ran on its own. I just created the test event and tested. So my all all the servers which is running at the background, completely the setup, all those setups was provided by the Amazon itself. Okay, we do anything. The build environment was done by the Amazon. We didn't. I did not run any other server. Okay, so this is the one, and you can ask this one question like then who is running it? Okay, and how it is actually running it. So we can say that like there is some containers. Containers, it's like we discuss it. Don't worry, I'm just talking about container are running in the background, and these are the one which are responsible to running these codes and all. Okay, so
Okay.
that's why, okay, how this is how we are actually getting the output and all, which is provided by the Amazon. We'll discuss this container in the Docker concept. It's very important concept as per the the engineers. We should know this concept. Nowadays, so development testers, they are getting into this field, they should know this Docker concept and all. Okay, so
Okay.
okay. Okay, so you understood like up to here. So let's do one example. As I told you earlier, as well, most of the things, okay, it's already available. The codes and everything is already available. The one which I saw it, that S3, okay, lambda. This is one example. Images there, S3 buckets, and all been uploaded on the device and all. Since we don't have the website and all, so we can't perform it. But at least we should know most of the solutions are already there. 99% of the stuff are already there. It's just like you need to apply your brain, you need to apply your intelligence. You have to find the code. Yeah, the code customization will definitely be there, and definitely, and here very on a very serious note, I'm telling you, one you should know. I'm just giving you the heads up. Okay, I'm not scaring you. I'm just giving you the heads up. One should definitely have this, one good grip of one programming language, at least one, either Java, the Python, .NET, at least one would be very good. Okay, help you to perform well. Okay, being a DevOps engineer, you
Okay.
should. Okay, so
But it
this
will
is
be
the one.
manageable for me, right? Once I'm learned into this.
Yeah, I mean, it will take some time, but I think eventually you should learn it, and definitely we recommend it. Anyone, we should recommend it. You should know this language, because I'll tell you what the problem is. Not the problem. It's just quite say heads up for you, because see, okay, when we go into the this being a DevOps engineer, when we go into this field, we
Yeah.
will come across this many web applications and many applications, and these applications might be written in Java, .NET, or Python. So we cannot complain about I don't know this, so I won't be able to go for this. Yes, you should have a basic understanding how the code is flowing and how the call is going from one method to another. So it's very important, being a this cloud engineer, or even in the cloud engineer as well, you should know these things as well. So that what you'll do is because see, at the end of the tomorrow, I'm gonna see. Okay, one second, I'll show you. So this give you very good DevOps. What is the thing? What is one second? DevOps tools. Tools. Okay. So see, this is the one. Okay, that concept that I was talking about. Git. Okay, so here
GitHub. GitHub. Okay.
Git. Okay, so what here you actually deposit all your code. Okay, you put your code over here. Okay, this Git.
Okay.
Okay, and Jenkins is the one which actually we create the pipeline through we pull the code from the GitHub. So developer
Okay.
is definitely responsible to write the code in the GitHub, but even when you change the stuff, you're going to write the Docker file, you're going to write the Ansible, you're going to write the Terraform, you're going to write the Jenkins as well. For Jenkins, as well. Whenever you do any changes, you have to put the code on the server, on the GitHub. So there, you have to know the code, at least, how the function. You don't have to go into the details, but at least you should know how the things are working. So at least you should have good good understanding, basic understanding of how the things are working. Okay, this is the one.
But I'll get trained on this coding and all, right? A basic understanding.
Yeah, you should,
Will-
that part, I think you have to take care. This one, how to this thing, the coding part, you have to take care. I can give you the basic understanding how the things are not, but the this what we say, the more understanding. Okay. Okay. Ziran, shall we stop the class? Shall we continue after some time?
No worries. No worries.
Okay. Some call. I'm getting a call. Okay. So it's
No
important.
worries. No worries.
Okay. I'll, I'll,
No
I'll I'll
worries.
call you. I'll call you. I'll call you. Okay.
No worries. Sure. Yeah.